What is up, true believers? It is me, Bill Monty, and I've once again been down to my fortress of solitude, opened up the dusty long box, and by the hoary host of Hoggoth, what do you think I should find? A seminal run of comics from 1986 that changed the landscape of how comic books would be done. Of course, I'm talking about from DC Comics, Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, with colorist John Higgins, The Watchmen. What a phenomenal series this was. Just the first issue. We knew nothing about The Watchmen when it came out, but here was this symbol of the 1960s with blood on it. What could that mean? If you grew up in the 60s like I did, you had an idea, but this drew you in. This was not just a superhero, a cape, and some supervillain fighting it out. What could all of this mean? It was the start of something special. The Watchman was not just your typical superhero with a girlfriend trying to find out his secret identity or an angst-ridden teenager in Marvel Comics. This took the Charlton comic heroes like the Blue Beetle and the Question and remolded them into new characters, put them into a world where superheroes had been outlawed, where Richard Nixon is still president. The world is a madhouse. And then one of these heroes, the comedian, is murdered. Now they're much older than they were in their prime. Owlman, who's the Blue Beetle takeoff, is got a paunch on him. Looks kind of like yours truly, Bill Monty, if I was a superhero and I flew around in a big owl copter. But it was storytelling like we'd never seen. A little while ago, I read an article that said The Watchmen was really passe now. That not very relevant anymore. And was it really such a big deal? Yes, without The Watchmen, you do not have Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. You don't have Neil Gaiman's The Sandman. You probably don't have a lot of the writings of Grant Morrison, who did Animal Man, The Doom Patrol, the new X-Men. My heavens, it was because of this. But one of the things that got me as I was going through this was the covers. I'd forgotten how beautiful they were. Let's take a look at them. Issue number 1 we've seen. But issue number 2, how relevant does this one seem today in modern America? All of these right here, my heavens, they were just beautiful. The origin of Dr. Manhattan. Things were getting serious in The Watchmen, but these covers, they just got better with every issue. And then there was my favorite, number 11. And of course, we go full circle with number 12. The Watchmen, if you haven't read it, go out and do so right now. Find them, if you can, their original form. And until next time, my friends, Alka Excelsior!